doing, everyone? It's a little windy here, so pardon the wind. I'm going to be making one of my fancy little bottle openers. I'm going to use a piece of 1/4-inch square stock. I already got the forge going, so let's get started. Still lengthening all this and flattening it out. Indispensable, this post leg vise. Do my hot work. Normally do it for twisting. Since this is a small piece, I'm not going to pull out my fancy double handle welded pipe wrench. Just need to put a simple twist in it. Another thing you want to remember when doing these twists, make sure your stuff lines up on one side and the other. You don't want to put your twist and you have one flat side here and should have a parallel flat side here. You don't want to have one flat and then have it look this way and then get it back into the forge, especially if you're doing a very particular type of twist, like a pineapple twist or that Hoffy twist or staircase twist, I think it's called. So just make sure that they line up on both sides, right here and right here. And it's a little bent. I'm going to fix that here in a minute. My wood anvil. Really, this is just for stuff like this. I use this for doing my leaves and stuff like roses and whatever. I can hammer all day on this with edges like that without marring up my work. If I was to put this on the anvil and hit it with a hammer, I would mar up the twist edges and all that. It wouldn't really look pretty. So always good to keep a stump around for stuff like this. It's not exactly what I was going for. I was looking for a wide, real small, and then wide again. Almost got there, but yeah, that's good. That's close. So now the last part, bring this in, curl it, and put the scroll in this. Be back. Another thing, now that we're finishing up, keep a wire brush handy and brush the scale off. It's going to pop up just as soon as you're scraping it off, but just remember to keep one handy. And something else I've learned, keep a number of different types of hammers. You can't always get away with a 3-pound sledge or 2.5-pound rounding hammer. It can mess up your work. Alright, there it is. Now, that's a pair of scrolling pliers. Get that little bend real quick. There we go. I want to keep this little area here as tight as I can, just for aesthetics, really. And the benefit of having one of these, you can really get into these little tight spaces. Can't really do that much with most other types of hammers. Really good for chewing up your work. go. That's the curve I want. That's what's going to hook right there on the bottle cap, and have just enough clearance on this side so that you can pop it over. That's the balance you need, is right in here. And as a matter of fact, I think I need to pop this back a little bit more. Get one more heat on this side, and I'll be ready to do this scroll. Alright, like I said, I'm going to knock it back a little bit more, because I want to make sure that I can pop that bottle cap right the hell off when all this is done, because I don't want to have to come back to the forge. And if I'm selling this, which this is going to get sold, I don't want to have to, you know, have to deal with a customer who said that I didn't get the angle right or they can't use it. So that's what I'm looking for, a little further back, a little more clearance there. That ½ inch, that ¼ inch, that 1/8 of an inch will make a difference if you're trying to pop that thing open. And brush off the scale a little bit here. Now comes the time when I want to make sure everything's nice and clean. So as this is heated up, I'm going to just clean off the scale and then put the scroll. It'll be finished for the most part. I'll put the scroll here in the end. As much as I can. That looks good enough for now. I might have to scroll it a little bit more so that we can all meet in there. Alright, now let's get that bend. See how far we can go with this. Okay. So a couple of little issues here. I'm going to need to pull that scroll in a bit more, and I'm going to pull this out, give it a little more dramatic curve. I just want to make sure this and that touch each other. And a little straightening. Be right back. Alright, like I said, I'm going to come back. Tell you what, these, I had to make my own scrolling pliers because I didn't feel like buying a set for like 30, 40 bucks, whatever they were. And I can tell you these things are a little crappy because I make them, but they make everything so much easier. Needle nose pliers are a great start, or you can just buy a set of needle nose and then grind down the teeth or round it out with a grinder. If you can do that, that's great, because I would not be able to do half the stuff I do with a pair of needle nose. What they tend to do is they make a flat area in the scroll. You'll get the scroll, but then you'll get a flat surface right in there. It's a little kink right there in the scroll. Let's see. I might need to come out a little bit more. Be right back. Uses of the anvil, the horn. Should be able to give me a little bit more clearance here. Finally. Let's get that in. Let's get that nice and straight. Got a little bit of a twist in there somehow. It's a little off kilter. Not too happy with that little area there. Carry it in a tiny bit. There we go. Feel better with that now. There we go. That's pretty much the finished product. Well, maybe not for me. I'm going to fix up something right here on the anvil. See all this fine-tuning stuff. it's cooking. Gives it a couple more seconds on the grill. And let's go to the oil here for a second. One thing you don't want to do with this, I see a lot of people, turn this off. I see a lot of people, they'll do something like this and they'll just dump it right in the water real quickly. The thing is, water is going to harden. And oddly enough, when you harden something, especially steel, you make it brittle. It'll be tough, it'll hold an edge if it's a knife. Whoa, feel that wind. It'll hold its edge, but if you were to hit it with a hammer, it would shatter like glass. Yes, it's hard, but it's brittle. And then the same thing, I want this to cool slowly, because if I was to harden this by just dumping it right there in that super quench, if someone's going to try to pop this open, a bottle cap that's really tough, that part might break off, and last thing I need is a little piece of my work breaking. I kind of like to stand by what I do. Right now it's kind of cooling off. It's already black. It's got that nice dark with some people have a forged finish. What I like to do is add a little bit of wax. And while the forge is still nice and hot, kind of throw it back in there, cook it a little bit. You know, I like the really, really nice soaked in black finish that I've kind of come to find from using this wax and everything. Now, this is just regular candle wax. You should use a mixture of linseed oil and beeswax. That's kind of the thing I've seen from everybody else. Not for too long. I don't want to leave it in there burning. Just need it to stay in there long enough to start catching fire. It's kind of what bakes on that jet black finish. I don't know what kind of candle this is, but it smells amazing. I think I got it from Yankee Candle or something. Gotta make the forge smell nice, you know what I mean? A little fire. A little fire never hurt anybody. Look at that, it's a trick candle. Alright, while it's cooling off, I'm going to hit it with the wire brush. Use these thick wire brushes to get the real nitty gritty off of it. And because these wire brushes are real thick, you know, they're not going to get into these tight spaces. So what I like to use is another wire brush, but it has less stiff bristles. This kind here, that really does get into the little in-between areas that I can't reach with my stiffer wired brushes. Whoops, baby. Yeah, drop stuff. It happens. Anyone who says blacksmiths don't drop anything, they're a liar. Hammers fall, tongs fall, brushes fall, your work goes flying. You hot cut something, a little piece goes flying right into a pile of kindling. Happened to me. That's the side I didn't catch. if anyone asks, yes, I made these tongs. Yes, they're crappy, but I've been using them with no issues for a few months now. There you go. It's a finished product. I ain't gonna touch it, that's for damn sure. Wait for it to cool down. Some things I'd like to know is I like to pull the curl, the twist back as far as I can, but I need a place to put my touch mark now that I have one. And right here is kind of where I'm going to start staying. My earlier ones I experimented with twists and everything, but so far this is it. Okay, that's it. That's all I wanted to do today. A little quick what I do video. And the next video is going to be on getting started. What do you need? What to look for? And if you have any other questions, just put them in the comment section below. Check out my page on Facebook, Volundr Forge, VOLUNDR space FORGE. I'll have a link in the description also. If you have any questions, sometimes I'll do requests. I just finished up Orcish Dagger from Skyrim. I have Mehrunes Razor, which still needs some fine-tuning before I turn it out as a finished product. And I've got a Kusari Gama for sale, so I'll put that, it's on my page, so take a look at that if you're interested. And that's it for today. I'll be back probably next weekend or whenever I get time to record an introductory video. So thank you very much, everyone, and I'll see you in the next video.